Pisces. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday season. I am finally on the mend. My voice is still a little bit hoarse sometimes, and I'm still a little bit stuffy, but other than that, here we go. When you look back on 2018, I wonder what's the first thing that comes to your mind. Do you feel like you tripped and fell more than you succeeded? And who in your life did you allow to help you up? And who in your life do you feel like kind of threw the stick in front of you for you to trip? It's like, I just got the picture. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. It's from the 90s. I don't even know why this came up, but there's this scene where like he's just like Adam Sandler is just so obnoxious and he's taking care of this kid that's not even his. And they go to the park where there are a lot of rollerbladers and people who like rollerblading. And he teaches this kid to like throw sticks in the pathway of these people that are rollerblading down this really fast hill. And so like the people tumble and fall. And I'm just sitting here like, why would you want to antagonize people like that? I don't understand. So I feel like there have been people in your life that have like thrown sticks in your path through 2018. In January, you have a lot of stuff happening in your 11th house. We have Saturn and Pluto, of course, are still there in your 11th house of friends. And that's kind of been the painful existence of, it's like friends and social networking and colleagues and, you know, just the like people in your everyday life that you surround yourself with. And Saturn is not a planet that will be easy when it comes to like like Saturn is going to show you the people that you need to keep in your life and the people that you need to get rid of. And when we hold on too tightly to the people that we know we need to get rid of, Saturn's like, no, come on, straighten up and fly right. You know, these people have been throwing sticks in your way. Like they're the police that come along and they're like, Saturn's like the police that comes along. And it's like, no, this is not okay. The eclipses. So when the sun has now moved into Capricorn season, which is in your 11th house, and we'll have the moon, the new moon with the lunar eclipse in the first week in January. And then we will have a full moon in 0 degrees of Leo at the end of January. And even though Leo is not your 11th house, it will still show you, because and that's actually going to be in Aquarius season, I believe. We're going to move over to Aquarius season. It's like right when Aquarius season starts. So now, after all of this stuff that is happening in your 11th house, continuously happening with the sun and the moon and Saturn and Pluto, and like 2019 is begging you to release all of the people in your life that have just kind of been clogging you up and keeping you stuck and not allowing you to move forward. So keep that in mind. And, you know, you only have like, and I say only 4 years left of Neptune in your sign. So now is the time for you guys to and really it's been the whole time that Neptune has been there, but showing your creativity and showing your love and appreciation for people and really tapping into who you're truly supposed to be. There's going to be so much water energy going on for the first couple of months of the year. So far, your reading looks fantastic. But for some reason, I have a feeling that you're going to look at me and be a little skeptical about it. It's like the opposite, like you're going to your opposite sign, the Virgo, right? You're looking at things in a much more analytical and skeptical way. You don't want to, but now Mars is moving out of your sign and going into Aries. And whoa, that's what Mars in Aries is going to do. It's going to like throw everything off. And the cards, and it's so funny because the cards that came out, it was like, I just had a feeling that when Mars moves into Aries, it's like, boom. Because everything is going to start moving really, like everything is direct. Uranus is even direct in Aries. Mars is moving from Pisces to Aries. So let's look at your cards. We have the Knight of Cups, beautiful. The Sun, beautiful. And the Four of Wands. You really wanting to shine your light and find clarity and feel at home and have that happiness and have that value, that sense of value system and family and celebrations and marriage. And then Mars moves into Aries and things start picking up really, really fast because that's what Mars in Aries does. And this will be in your second house of career and work. And when things start shifting really, really fast, tower moments can happen, right? This is Mars in Aries. This is Mars in Scorpio because Mars rules Scorpio too. This is Uranus in Aries. And sudden endings, Ten of Swords. This is where the skepticism comes in, right? Because you have such a feeling of, I really want to have clarity. And maybe it's that you are searching. Maybe this Knight of Cups is saying, I need the bright light to search. And when you start searching, because things start shifting so rapidly and start happening so fast, and this stability that you've wanted doesn't look the way you thought it was going to, because the universe is going to say, I have something better for you, but I have to show you, and it might not be your favorite way of me showing it to you. Because the Tower is actually a gift. The Tower is saying, you weren't really going the direction that we wanted you to go, and we have a much bigger purpose for you. The thing is you're looking at it like it's a really bad thing, you know, and Pisces aren't realists. Like Virgos are realists, and Virgos can be very pessimistic because we're realists, right? But when you get into your imagination and you fantasize, and you guys are great manifestors when it comes to imagination, and you try to make something real happen out of a fantasy, that's when the Tower shows up. And the Sun is trying to shine the light on what's real and what was the fantasy, what was the illusion. So let's get these clarifiers going. Yeah. See, and this is the exact reason why I want you to become very clear about who you are allowing in your circle, who you are allowing in. And allow is a huge word. If you know me at all, the word allow is very big in my vocabulary, because when we allow positive people in our life, we are showing that we are strong and we know that we deserve that positivity. When we allow negative people in our life, it's essentially them taking our power away. We're allowing those negative people to take our power away from us. And the Three of Swords on the Knight of Cups is like, you're trying to give love and affection to something that I feel like wasn't really there to begin with. Like maybe at one point it was real. Maybe at one point it showed you parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed, which is a beautiful thing in relationships. Maybe this love that you really want to give to somebody else or accept from somebody else felt very real at one point. But then the Sun came out. And the Three of Swords is actually just the memories of, oh, look at that. That was flipped over. So on the sun, we have the Lovers in Temperance. I mean, exactly. Yes, we know this was a strong relationship. Yes, we know it probably changed you in ways that you didn't realize it was going to change you. Maybe it was with a Gemini, maybe it was with a Sagittarius, maybe it was with a Leo. But when the sun illuminates, and I feel like this is going to happen with the solar eclipse in the beginning, like the very first week in January, there's going to be this recognition. Where was the balance in it? That's what Temperance is asking. And the Lover's card is also about choices in relationships, making choices in relationships. And the sun is trying to show you where the balance needs to be within. And not because right now it's not balanced. You're in a sword state of mind. Right? You want to be balanced like the Knight of Cups. It's almost a very timid, very loving approach, but it's so scary for you. And so what it is that you thought, it all seemed the way that it was supposed to go. All of this seemed the way that it was going so well. It's going so well. Transcended space and time. It was something that I couldn't even describe to you in words. It was so amazing. And then the sun shows you, but was it really that balanced, or was it kind of just that fantasy that you made up in your head? And then when the sun showed up and that eclipse happened, the reality of it was the Three of Swords. The reality of it was it had brought you down to knight status and not queen or king status. And if this is an earth sign, see, we have another page, or we have a page. The Page of Pentacles is, hold on one second. That's so weird. So I have this new computer. You guys are getting your reading on my new computer, my new camera. So hopefully it's working so much better. I just couldn't take it anymore. Like the energy that I was spending being so annoyed with my equipment. I mean, I've probably bought a new computer and a new camera like 3 times this year. And it doesn't even like faze me anymore because my all the energy that I put into all these readings and stuff and it just, I repel technology, which makes a lot of sense because I have so many placements of Mercury in my chart that it's like, of course I'm going to repel technology because it's just ridiculous. I can't even wear a watch. The watch stops. Every single time I put a watch on, it stops. So there you go. It is what it is. But I was like, and it's like the holidays, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So donations will be accepted. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. But I mean, if you do want to donate to the channel because you love it, that link is below. But I'm not soliciting. The Page of Pentacles on the Four of Wands. Again, it's like you weren't being offered everything, right? It's like you wanted the Four of Wands status. You wanted this happiness. You wanted this amazing life that you had it all planned out in your mind. Lovely imaginations of Pisces, right? But this earth sign, we as readers like to call the Page of Pentacles the fuckboys, right? It wasn't enough. You weren't being given enough. Maybe it was a little bit material, maybe it was a little bit stable, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to make you feel really good. Certainly wasn't enough to build a home. A page doesn't build a home. A king builds a home. A queen builds a home. The page, no. The page is the guest. You can go sleep on the fold-out couch. That's what you tell a page when they come in. And I'm not laughing at your circumstances by any means. I'm saying you deserve so much better. And that's what I want to say to you is you don't deserve a fantasy, you deserve a reality. And sometimes, you guys are such amazing individuals. You can man, every single time I do a reading for you, my nose, like the tip of my nose itches. So Mars moves into Aries, 8 of Wands. There's some kind of communication that comes in. Things start picking up really, really fast. I feel like this is the moment that you recognize that you're like, you know what? Something is out of balance. It could be from a Libra, this communication, or it could simply just be you recognizing there needs to be some kind of karmic retribution, because justice talks about karma. There needs to be some kind of karmic balance and karmic retribution. And it could be that you create the Tower moment. Take back your power. And you say, I'm done. Let's see what the Tower is. And everybody's like on pins and needles. Let's see what the Tower is. Oh. The waiting. 7 of Pentacles. I feel like they've, because they forced you into stagnation, whoever this person is, they forced you into stagnation. They kept you still for so long, still and waiting. Because there's a difference between holding space for someone and waiting for someone. Because when we hold space, like I can hold space for friends and for old lovers in my life, in my heart, and be like, you know, I wish them well and I love them dearly. And I'm so blessed that they came into my life, even for a brief moment, right? Because a brief moment 10 years is really a brief moment in life, right? Out of 4 decades that I've been alive, 10 years is nothing. That's a blink of an eye. And when it comes to, you know, time isn't linear, energy is fluid, so really everything is a blink of an eye. I feel like you, and waiting for someone, sometimes we can stay, like we're not forging forward in our lives. When we're waiting for someone, we're standing still and we're like, come on. Oh, there's something stuck with my hair. Come on, come along. I'm waiting for you. I'm like trying to go this direction, but I'm not going to go anywhere until you show up. That's waiting. And I feel like they had you in a holding pattern for so long that the universe was like, dear Pisces, no more. You deserve more than this. And yes, it's painful. But with the 10 of Swords, it means the worst is over. And sometimes I say with the 10 of Swords that it's going to the worst possible case scenario, right? We always think that things are like so dramatic, totally devastating. But it's all in your mind. The devastation, you feel it, but that hurt, that actual physical pain in your heart, that heals first. It's the memories. The memories are the swords. The memories are what keeps coming back, right? So the 10 of Swords is like when somebody says they're going to text you when they get somewhere and they never do, and you think they're dead in a ditch on the side of the road. Pretty dramatic. They're not. They just forgot to text you. So in this scenario, your life is over because this one person who wasn't real to begin with, you saw them as a king. There's the King of Pentacles. When in reality, the Page of Pentacles. And I feel like you are kind of the initiator of this Tower because they kept you in a holding pattern for too long. And now you're like, I can't. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. I just can't. I can't sit here waiting for you anymore. And then we have the Page of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Oh, that's beautiful. And then the 7 of Swords, okay? I'll show you the beautiful here in a minute. Let's get through this. Time to cut the bullshit out, Pisces. And I feel like you're going to be doing this through communication. But with the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords, don't deceive yourself that you deserve less than what you've been given. 2018 was not the easiest year, even for those who are not consciously aware of what happened in 2018 energetically. It was not easy for them. They were having to get rid of things right and left without even realizing why they were getting rid of things. If you are going back and forth, or maybe there's a fire sign that you're holding on to that's going back and forth, either way, could be a Leo or a Sagittarius. This does, the Knight of Wands does represent Sagittarius. If you're holding on to hope that they'll show back up in your life, you're going to miss the Ace of Pentacles and all the opportunities that lie in front of you. And then you'll sit there deliberating. Two of Pentacles. And you're like, why am I still standing still? Well, you're waiting for something that's an illusion, instead of making something real happen. And I don't want you to feel guilty for success, Pisces. It's amazing sometimes how we can put ourselves in a place of putting ourselves out there without the value that we deserve. Like, for example, in the spiritual community, sometimes I will get people looking at me and saying, you charge way too much for readings. That's ridiculous. Your fees are, first of all, my fees aren't as high as some readers. And the reason why I had to do that, the reason why I grew, is because I kept getting the nudge, not only from people in my life, but from my higher self and my spirit guides. You're better than that. You're better than that. You're better than that. You can charge more. You're better than that. And I felt so guilty about it at first, but I also recognized that when my prices were lower, I had so many readings coming in that I had people waiting for 3 months. And I had to be okay with making money for my gift. And that's what I mean. Don't feel guilty for success. Don't feel guilty for having to leave people behind in your life that are not serving you, that are just, you give and give and give, and they don't give back. They only hurt you along the way. They throw the stick in front of you and you trip. As you walk away from these people, you're going to recognize how elevated you can be, how you can transcend the ego. Because when you're telling yourself, man, I'm not good enough for this person, but I still feel really bad for walking away. Or I'm not good enough for this job, but I still feel really, they never promoted me. They never did this. They never did that. I feel really bad about walking away though, because, now they're down one person. Don't do that to yourself. It's time for your glory. And why, right? And that's why I don't want you to hold on to the back and forth, the in and out, the not working in your favor crap, right? The people that just show up because they need something from you and then they're gone. Like, don't do that anymore. And why? Working really hard, 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, the Star, the 10 of Pentacles, the World, the 7 of Wands, and then there's the Queen of Wands, and then the Queen of Cups. There you show up with the High Priestess. This is all about, these 3 cards right here, all about creating very healthy boundaries for yourself. And being the queens being those go-getters. Could be kings too. Doesn't, you know, I mean, I know that there are men that watch this as well. Kings, queens, whoever. But knowing that you're worth it and creating healthy boundaries. And why would you create healthy boundaries? Well, 10, 10, 10, 10. We have all the 10s here. There are definitely completions happening for you because you want to make room for this ace. You're working so hard to get to your 10 of cups. That's not a fantasy. It's a reality. And how do you do that? You shine so bright. You complete cycles in your life. You believe that you deserve all of it and not just the little pennies that people want to give you, but you deserve the bills, right? And you create very healthy boundaries in order to get there. And you know what the High Priestess does? She doesn't brag about it. She doesn't go tell everybody, no, I'm going to become this and this and that. No, she just stays quiet. And she's like, because she knows everything. She sees everything. She feels everything. This is you. This represents you. She knows all the good that's in her life. And she just sits on her throne. Transcends all of the bullshit. Rise above. And it's not the easiest thing to do. And sometimes you have to get really, really brave. And you have to create healthy boundaries. But the Queen of Wands showing up right next to you, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands together, this is a force to be reckoned with right here. And when you have Mars in Aries, your second house, I mean, things are going to happen really, really quickly. And I think that I think you will get scared. But as things end, watch the growth happen. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not just going to like fall right out. And I've also been saying, because I get comments on videos, which this is fine. Like, I get that not everybody's going to resonate, but people will be like, you said that all this great stuff was going to happen and nothing good happened to me. Well, first of all, what do you see as good? If you see like you winning the lottery, really, like how often does that actually happen? Did you play the lottery to win, first of all? Because you got to work with the energy. You can't, it's just not going to fall into your lap. Secondly, really nothing good happened to you. And if you have a really, really bad month, go back and look at the energies that you're working with. If you get stuck in this Three of Swords and you don't transcend and you don't see all the goodness and you don't remove the people in your life, but you keep those horrible people there, you keep that horrible job there, you keep allowing negative people to beat you down and beat you down and beat you down, you're going to be blocked from the good stuff. But if you choose to work with the energies and you let the eclipses work in your life and you recognize where you're sabotaging because you feel guilty, or you're sabotaging because you want to stay in this Three of Swords, you want to hang on to that person that doesn't really show up, right? You want to be in the Four of Pentacles with that person that doesn't actually show up but kind of pretends to every once in a while. See, this is kind of a promise here that you really do deserve to have all the love and all, you know, like you deserve that everlasting love. It may not be the most romantic love, but I mean, it's not like movie love, right? Like movie love is not real. That's the fantasy that people live in. That's the kind of imagination that's really great to have when you're making a movie. I know a couple of Pisceans that are great screenwriters because they have amazing imaginations. But that stuff's not going to happen in real life. Romantic comedies, really. I mean, if everything turned out awesome after an hour and a half in my life. I mean, really, like, think about it. Like, that's my Virgo in me, right? And because you guys can be realists, and you guys can be extremely logical, but the only swords that are out here, like swords are thought, swords are logical, are the painful ones. The 7 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the Page of Swords is really good to have, but it's coupled with the 5 of Swords. You guys are like, I don't know. I don't know if I can knock these people out of my life. I don't know if I have the capacity to hurt someone. You can't, if somebody's hurting you, why are you holding on to somebody else hurting you? That's my logical Virgo brain coming into it, right? And sure, maybe you don't always know everything that's coming, but don't sit there and wait for something to show up. Go out and get it. You guys are very good at doing that. Hardest working people I know. Moral of the story: you deserve great love. And I do feel like it's going to show up in your life. It's time to create healthy boundaries. And I think that you're going to end up doing that. I think the eclipses are going to kind of force you to do it. If there is a tower moment, I think it's going to be swift. I think it's going to be really fast. I think you're going to get over it super, super fast. And you're going to be like, yes, I feel a little guilty, but I deserve power, celebration, marriage, prosperity, recognition. And I'm going to do it on my throne. Yes? I love you guys. Readings on my website are up to 25% off through December 31st. Chatelize, I have a Chatelize session open on I have 4 Chatelize sessions open on the 28th. Usually they're all booked up by the day before, by Thursday. So if you, and I may in the new year, like completely take off the live readings off of my website and just do Chatelize sessions. So they're really fun. You get to take a selfie with me after 10 seconds into the reading, and which I love, because I love being able to like have fun with you guys. And Chatelize takes care of everything, so it's pretty cool. What else? I think that's about it. Oh, I will be opening up sessions for Chatelize in January. I just haven't done it yet. So the next one is next Friday. And right now they're just on Fridays where I do the Chatelize stuff. But there are still live and recorded readings. I do have the $15 question reading back. So check all that out on my website. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year and happy holidays. And I'll see you in February. Actually, I'll see you for your 2019 readings. I will be finishing that after I get done with all the January stuff. Bye, guys.